have a fantastic panel. We have HNAK. Am I pronouncing it right? You're going to correct me on pronunciations, okay? If I'm not going to. Super. We have Jazeera Paints, another very, very big business. And then we have ToYou. So I think the fun part is that the panel is very different from each other, right? Like there is no, Jazeera Paints has nothing to do with ToYou. And a ToYou probably might have something to do with HNAK. But yeah, but again, very, very different sectors, very, very different businesses. So I'm going to start with my first question to you guys, right? You're building these businesses digital, right? So I'm going to start with Omar. I'd request you to pass the mic to Omar. We have just 3 mics. Sorry. So Omar, first question, right? Like, no one buys, in my opinion, paints online, right? Like traditionally, I don't go. I go and buy probably a phone online, or I go and buy, probably my clothes online, but I don't go and look for paints online, right? So you're the e-commerce and digital marketing lead there.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, how do you do it? It's hard, right? How do you do this?
It seems strange to sell construction solution online, and you can select your paint with a color, and you can buy it directly from the e-commerce and deliver directly to your home. Actually, when I joined Jazeera 5 years ago, I was, okay, you need to build an e-commerce to sell paints. Okay, who will paint it? Who will buy paints online? Have a drum in his home. What should he do with the paint? It seems strange for me. But after I join, and we have a great team, we have a user experience team and development company in India. I think, how can I start with building my buyer persona? Who will buy the paint online? So I'm thinking first about constructions, who usually buy a bulk of products, an offline store. I have a week working on a store to see what's the behavior of the customer, how they are thinking, to select the color, who is the decision maker. Then I build my buyer persona, because I'm searching online in Chinese markets or Europe or USA. I didn't find any website selling paint online. So I'm starting something is not available in the globe. So let's build it together with my team. So after I build my buyer's persona and starting the e-commerce, we found the first one who buy paints online. We make a celebration. Who is that guy? We found is a girl. She wanted to paint her room by seeing some DIY videos, online. And when she buys the paint, she contact us. Okay, I have a paint. What should I do? Okay, why you buy it? It's strange for me. Then we give her a video how you can do it. We already make a tutorial videos how to paint online, how to paint your room. Then she paint and she send us a video. Okay, this look nice. Is it a lot of things? No, there's not the best thing, but you make amazing work. We can help you with a tool. We can help you with a painter. We can send you a painter to do it for you the next time. After that, I realized that we can sell paints online. Then we start building the buyer persona more efficient, and last year we reach 5 times X targets of what requested from me and my team. Yeah.
Sorry, a round of applause, 5x, right? Like that's a big number for anybody.
Yes.
Brilliant stuff.
Yeah. So for me, if we're talking more about building and leverage 360 customer view, I would like to talk about first-party data. If you hear about it, I'm not sure you hear about this. I can define it for you if you need. So usually it's when the company collect the data from the customer itself. We are in transition from cookie first to customer first, like we are cookie-less world.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God for privacy, right? Data privacy coming in.
Yeah,
That's good.
So I think that's good from the company and customer perspective. For the company, they should realize and recognize that they should focus more on privacy and trust for the customer, and they should, giving a pop-up or something to tell what's happening on the site or mobile, what data you are collecting from the customer. So I think that's helping a lot to know more what's taking from me as a customer on the website. Yeah.
Super. That's really good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to jump quickly to Q. I've taken this note of your name as Q from
Yeah, it's fine.
Ajo. Ajo helped me with this.
Perfect.
I was going to struggle with the name. I was like, oh, how am I going to pronounce it? So I came written with the names. I didn't want to offend anybody.
No, Q is
So,
fine.
you've been building this Q, HNAK, right?
Yeah.
And I think right when you entered, we were just getting introduced and you were telling me how your 100 stores, that's a lot. Can a round of applause? 100 stores. It's not easy, right? And he's built this up across like I think 5 decades. You said 50 years.
Yeah, we've been in the business for 50 years.
50 years. To survive and grow for 50 years, businesses take time to build, and most don't even last a decade, to be honest, right? So big deal, Q. Thank you so much for turning up today, and good to hear that. Q also told me you come from a background of tourism. Is that correct? Something which has got to do with travel.
We're in the travel business as well.
Absolutely. So travel plus your departmental or superstores of sorts. So Q, what made you go online? Like, how come suddenly from a traditional store brick and mortar business, why online, right? Like, what made you get there?
Yeah, so it's a very good question, definitely. So definitely, we started the online business roughly around 3 years ago. So we started, and the decision really was quite simple. We want to reach more people. We have stores. We have 100 stores, but each store is one is either a departmental store, the other is a niche beauty store, and it's all very selective. That focus on specific categories. So what we wanted to do is we want to definitely attract more people and cover all the categories that we can play in across to cater to Saudi, obviously. So we started the journey 3 years ago. It's been definitely a rough one, very aggressive and competitive market. Yeah, we're still there, and we still plan to be there, hopefully.
Brilliant. Inshallah. I hope so as
Inshallah,
well.
inshallah.
And another piece of news, I was just told by him that he actually manufactures some of his own products as well,
Yes,
right?
yeah, yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah,
Congratulations
thank
on
you,
that as well.
thank you.
Super.
Yes, yeah.
Super. So moving to Zayed, right? From ToYou, right? So Zayed, I didn't understand the name ToYou, but I then understood that actually you're bringing stuff to us. That's how it is ToYou. So that's a cool way of putting your name across for the business. Question to you, just to get introduced and started, is that very hard business, right? Like if I am wanting something to reach me, right? What I've understood is you basically, if I want to get anything from place A to place B, you're my man. Is that correct?
Definitely, you're
Super.
man.
So
Always.
I've been told that you're in multiple cities now, not just alone in Riyadh. Is that correct?
We're like in, currently we're in 56 cities.
56.
56, yeah.
Wow.
We started with 2 cities, Riyadh and Jeddah. And within a span of 2 years, we're currently operating in 56 cities.
Wow. A round of
With,
applause, please. Yeah. These are good stories, right? I want them to be told.
with expansion plans to go regional as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're going regional and then global. New York.
Yeah,
New York, right?
that's the plan.
Super,
That's
super.
the
And
plan.
I hope so as well. So, very demanding business, right? To get stuff to you, like if I say 30 minutes and if it doesn't come to me in 30 minutes, I'm annoyed, right? Like I'm sure customer is annoyed, right? So how are you
I
scaling
lost
this?
you.
Sorry, you lost? Yeah, absolutely,
You
absolutely.
churned.
100%. So quick, right? Like just trying to understand how are you doing all of this? How are you ensuring? I understand the app experience and everything else, but beyond that, how are you ensuring that stuff is coming from point A to point B in time? What are your challenges? How you scaling this?
Like to put it simply, tech is a very like it's the core of the business. So you have to have very solid technology. You have to have a very stable app that does not crash, that can tolerate a number of orders that are high. And then you have the operations. So, and it's a very thin balance between supply and demand. So if you have a lot of supply and no demand, basically you are losing money because you are paying for supply and there's no demand. And if you have a lot of demand and low supply, people will have bad experiences. So their orders will get late and etc. So like we work in very constant alignment, like all the chiefs of company and the CEO, like we have daily meetings just to make sure everything is in line, everything is in order. There's this balance where customer experience is great and we have ample reps and like drivers to deliver orders without losing money on having more than enough.
Not losing money is key, for sure, 100%.
Exactly. So that's it in a nutshell. Yeah, as a business, you know, and marketing is like a support for all this. So yeah, basically, especially through apps, it all boils down to the user experience and customer experience. So we have a seamless user experience on the app. The app is very easy to use, and the customer experience is impeccable. We have like a team of call center agents and social media moderators, and we have an AI chatbot that can also like solve all your issues without even the need to talk to anyone. So and this is always we keep upgrading it, we keep enhancing it, and I think this is what made us like jump from being a startup 2 years ago to now being like one of the top three delivery apps in the kingdom.
Brilliant, super brilliant, super brilliant. Just a quick check on the in the audience. How many people have used or are using ToYou as a app? Just want to see. Just not bad, huh? I'm glad you feel happy. What about HNAK? Anybody who's ever shopped from HNAK in and around? Wow, there are two hands by someone. Oh wow, you have loyal. Okay, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. And how many people have used Jazeera pens? No?
Not yet, but I will try it. Honestly, I'm very
Yeah?
curious.
No, not bad, not bad. Just wanted to get a sense, yeah? Clearly,
And then you need an occasion to pay. Yeah, like, it's not a daily
which is
thing,
fair, which
you
is
know?
fair. But we want to
But,
just
but
know.
if you want
That's
like food or groceries like that, download to you and try it out. You
absolutely.
will not be disappointed. Trust me.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, now we see as well how important tech first is. He got the largest number of hands being there. If you're on tech, you have coverage. You have a lot of places where you've not reached, and you kind of can get to of sorts quickly. So getting into some serious conversation now. I'm going to start with you, Q, because you come from an omni-channel business, right, where there is both online, offline, and a mix of online on offline experience, right? What does today a broad marketing tech stack for you, or what does your technology stack look like? How do you ensure, before even getting to this, right, how do you ensure, or are you able to or not, the customer 360-degree unified view? It's hard, I know it's hard, but I just want to hear, what are your challenges, what are some things that you've done well, just so the audience can learn, right? Like that's
So just to clarify, definitely. So we took actually the decision for the omni-channel approach roughly 4 or 5 months ago. So
Oh,
we're
good.
actually in the middle of that whole transition, how to have that seamless experience between
Sure.
the online and offline. But obviously, we've taken a lot of steps towards that direction. Mainly when it comes to, let's say, the online data, when it comes to our customers. Obviously, what we did is we took all the customer data that we have and we segmented those
All right.
customers in different segments, basically from loyalists to let's say what's it called? To non-active users, registered but
Not active.
Yeah, non-active. So we've done that approach when it comes to online. Definitely the challenge is, again, how do we replicate the same offline as well? So today, currently, the difference of offline is you don't have really customer data. What you have is
Sure.
so we're actually in the process of implementing a couple of tools to be able to capture that. The minimum is a mobile phone, and basically, and we'll have the history of the customer, the purchase history. So from an online perspective, I think we actually know our customers. We have a very good idea of what the customers are looking for, and we have a very good segmentation on how do we target those customers. So once we have a good idea of what those customers are like, what potentially channels we want to use, and how to reach those customers, we're in a good place thanks to WebEngage, of course. Coming to the offline is a bit of a challenge, but hopefully in the next weeks or so, we should be fully migrated to a full omni-channel setup.
Two small questions to just
Please.
add there. You are using an offline POS, I'm assuming, for the
Yes, of
local
course.
stores, and you telling me that is centrally connected as well across your stores.
Yes, so it will be.
It will be.
Yes, of
So
course.
right now, what I've understood is your POSs are coming together in one central place in terms of
Yes,
data, and then from there you'll connect your online and offline business.
100%.
All right. All the best. That's a big
Yeah,
journey. So
it is.
just one last one. What do you think is your biggest challenge in this journey? It's a big leap, right? It's not small.
Yes.
What's the biggest challenge?
So just where everything comes together. So we're working on a CDP as well.
CDP.
So
You're doing this internally, CDP?
yeah, through WebEngage.
Sure.
Yeah.
I didn't pay him to say this. I'm just wanted to highlight. All right.
So definitely that will be. So you have all of that data. To be honest, how can you use that data? What is the best way to use that data as well? So I think that and understanding really what the customer wants. I think that will be the biggest challenge, to be honest.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for those insights. Super. So I'm going to jump to Omar, right? Omar, we've heard from you about how I'm going to use the word sexy. How you're making, pardon me if anybody doesn't like it, but I'm just trying to risk this up. But you're trying to make this sexy in the digital world, which is paints. And I know it's hard, and I'm glad you're doing it with your team. Kudos to everybody. Um, just trying to get a sense on what does, we spoke about first party data, right? And us customer 360, right? Where are you on that journey, right? Yourself. And again, a similar piece, right? What your challenges are, right? We like to understand, right? How much do you know about your customer? Do you know something? Do you don't know something? Is it a unified view? Is it not a unified view? And if yes or no, what are the challenges?
Yeah, we are in a journey. We will not stop because when we collect user information, we know every day there's come a trend in the market. Some people looking for a new direction of interior designing. So it's a continuous journey for us. So I'm a huge advocate of using customer data to leverage the customer experience and making a personalized campaigns. So I mainly rely on having a mainly rely on customer ID, and I build my email list so I can using this data to make a personalized and in combination with remarketing campaigns that could help me in leverage that conversion and on online, by the way, not a simple thing. I actually see I grow up my conversion from 2 to 5% in just 1 month when I trying to use this combination of free marketing and personalized marketing campaign. For me, yeah, it's as simple that you have to use the customer data to give him a personalized experience. If you can do this for the customer, it's simple. He knows that you already have his information and you can provide him an experience you're looking for, in a paint industry still, not any other industry.
Super. And in terms of you doing this on customer data, what kind of customer data today are you able to leverage, right? Like what do you know about your customer apart from probably a name on a phone number or an email address, which obviously you try and get to. But apart from that, what do you generally today know about your customer from a first party or a second party, third party data standpoint?
One of the most important data I have from my customer is the behavior data. So
Okay.
I can give you an example for it. When we start the website, for sure we have a global search and bar on the website, and this sticky everywhere. So we integrate GA4 for sure, and we take a look about search terms, what people are searching for in my website. Usually they search by product function, not the official name of a product. So when the UI UX team, Fatma, is sitting there,
Where is Fatima? Hi,
yes,
Fatima.
she's
Good to see you.
yeah, UX lead team.
Super.
when they take a look about the search term, okay, guys, they are looking for a non-official name of the product. So usually there is no results because let's give you a more effective example. We have a product that you can paint on the wall and you can give you ability to write like a whiteboard. It's called Notes Clear. So people looking for writing on the wall, not the product itself. So what we did with our development team, guys, let's have a feature on our website, on our admin panel, so you can write any keyword. So if someone search on the search bar, it giving you the product. So if I write writing on the wall, it give you a notes product. If you are writing antimicrobic or washable paint, it give you a novel charm. This is one of our hero products.
Do people want antimicrobial paints and stuff? You think there's a demand for this?
Yeah, washability, antimicrobic, easy to clean, height coverage is very great.
Has this antimicrobial paints you think has increased post-pandemic?
Yeah. That's the word itself, but it's already a feature. But
Yeah.
we have to remarket it.
Fair enough.
So once we have this behavior data and from the customers, from Google Analytics, we implement the feature and we write it Arabic and English. So if anyone searching for antimicrobic, washable product, anything, you come up with a product, this product have this feature, you can buy it. Yeah, so that's something useful inside and for myself.
Thank you so much. So, Zaid, since you're the tech-heavy guy, right? Like here among all three of sorts, what does your tech stack look like? Like not just marketing automation, right? What are some of the technologies that you use and so on and so forth? And how are they talking to each other? Are they yet not talking to each other? How does your behind the app scenes look like? Whatever is shareable.
It's a whole new.
I will have to tell you. I will
world.
have to kill you.
That,
Yeah, you'll have to kill
a
me.
whole new world. It's a whole world, man, by itself.
But whatever is shareable.
Because, to start from the basics, it's the app infrastructure itself.
Sure. What is the app made upon? What would your app be made upon? Any clue? If you don't, that's all right.
Yeah, it's, by the way, like all the technologies that we use were built from scratch.
Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah, like the whole app, the whole chatbot, the whole segmentation, the whole engagement tool. Like we have our own engagement tool. Like we don't. We're not partnering with.
You're not
any,
buying
like,
WebEngage,
Braze
basically.
Or like.
You're not buying WebEngage, is it? We'll talk on the side, no problem.
We'll talk later. We'll talk later. For basically, like from a tech point of view, it's the main thing is the infrastructure of the app, and
Sure.
it's the app stability and the capacity it can take for like app visits, orders. You have like payment flows. You have like again like chatbot. You have an engagement tool that's also built in-house from
Nice.
scratch, which you can send like in-apps, PM, push notifications, emails, SMS, all of that. It's like our own technology.
Zaid, if you continue to do this like this, all software businesses, payment businesses, what will we do? You can't do this. No. I really appreciate it. It takes a lot of effort to build stuff, and jokes apart, I'm just saying. But that's good stuff. Good
I
stuff.
don't want to lie. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell
you
you.
shouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Super.
so that's it on the tech side. So it's, as you know, it's an app, so it's very tech heavy.
Understood. So
Right,
help me
okay.
understand today, right? Like again, coming to the unified view of the customer, I'm assuming at least as compared to the other two businesses here, sitting here, you have a better, hold on your customer, right?
Yes.
I'm just wanting to understand from you. I understand obviously you'll have all the data when customers is inside the app.
Yep.
What happens when the customer goes outside the app? How do you cover that part of the journey? In terms of data, in terms of first party, second party, third party data, your social channels or some other
I
also.
get you. Well, it depends. If he like entered the app, if he registered once, you captured his data, and like he's in a segment of, let's say he used the app once,
Sure.
in 1 month, and he like didn't use it for 2 3 months, he's like a dormant user, and we can target him like through SMS, email, etc., to try to reactivate him and turn him into
Sure.
an active user. Uh, in terms of third party, we use everything. We use Google, Snapchat, data, Facebook, programmatic, all of that stuff.
What is your biggest social channel? What would you what would you not live
Social
without?
channel. Uh, Look, in terms of acquisition, it's mainly programmatic. Programmatic and like
So all your programmatic
Google.
ads overall, the
yeah,
networks.
because like the self-attributing networks like Google, Snapchat, Facebook, they have limited inventory. So once once you've used all that up, you have to expand into more channels, and this is where programmatic comes.
Sure.
So now we're like partnering with we have 6 programmatic channels that have very big inventory of users, which we mainly use for acquisition. For retention, Criteo is one of our biggest
Criteo, you're saying, right?
remarketing,
Understood.
channel. Yeah, it gets us one of the best results.
Understood.
For
Any
our
users of Criteo here, just by raise of hands? Interesting. Super.
cool.
So I'm going to crack at the audience, right? Let's please talk. I don't want only them to talk. They should also hear some stuff. So a quick one is anybody who thinks has cracked the customer 360 journey. Anybody here who thinks cracks as in, anything someone's done better than others, right? It's a hard journey to crack. I think we keep improving at it all the time. But anybody who thinks has done a decent job, who are you going to talk about? Let me come to you. Give me a second. Please don't not raise hands because you're going to be on mic. I want people to speak. Yeah. I like how enthusiastic. You should be on the first chair. Why are you sitting behind?
No. Thank you. Why? How are you? I just wanted to. Am I audible to anyone? Yes. Actually, I'm not going to answer this question. I'm going to ask you a question. Have you built a complete 360-degree solution?
I didn't know I was going to be put into spot. But Arun, you're from which company? HNAK. So Arun from HNAK there. So I'm going to take this since Arun's put me in this spot. I think we are still building a lot, to be honest, right? Because the challenge is when we build, till the time we build, there is something or the other that has already changed. So it's an ever-evolving journey, right? Like every day Google brings out something else. Facebook brings out something else. Privacy is being tightened up. There are a lot of good things happening overall, right? Now, making sure that we are getting a customer 360 degree while keeping a check on customer privacy is a big battle that we find ourselves into, right? We want to do as much, but we don't want to offend or intrude. Or now there is a very thin line in between that. With that, there are a lot of these technologies like Google, and I'm glad it's finally happening, right? Like, hey, you know what? You can't read my data unless you have access to or have access to my cookies unless I give you permissions for it. I think this is long in coming. I know it impacts some bit of us, but a short answer to this is we do a lot actually. So we hook on ourselves to your apps, to your websites. We talk to a lot of your attribution products, which give us a lot of third-party data from your social platforms. We talk to your call centers. We talk to your backend data truths. We can even talk to your offline POSes and CRMs, depending on what businesses we are. We already have catalogs and recommendations engines now being built and scaled. But if you had your own recommendation engine, right? Or if you had your own e-commerce layer or a data lake and so on and so forth, all of this can come in seamlessly via APIs, and we can also push data back in via webhook into some of these systems. So in all, if we have an access to integrations, absolutely WebEngage can act as a 360-degree product. We have done this quite a few places. We do this interestingly with guys like Extra and so many others. Some people are here. Anybody from Extra here that I can see? Absolutely. So, we've been one of my oldest customers. We were very small ourselves, and we had no clue of Saudi Arabia as a market. And we signed up with Extra, and it's been about 4 5 years now, I guess. Round of applause. They've been a very fantastic customers, and they're using the platform really well. So if you're around, have a chat up, and there are others as well. But I hope that Arun answered your question overall. I tried my best. Super. So moving ahead, right? In terms of how much time do I have? I'm not going to overshoot.
10 more minutes.
10 minutes? Super. So we're going to push in one more question just for everybody. So in terms of, now that we have established that, digital is the way, various problem statements, everybody in some part of the journey is getting to customer 360-degree view, different stages of different businesses. How important, right, in the current scenario is customer retention for you? I know everybody is acquiring customers left, right, center, right? And how important and credible does customer retention become for you guys in terms of the current context? Do you have enough customers to retain? Are you still acquiring? You think retention is a story that is going to happen later? Just wanted to understand how critical it is. And if there is some data, right, in terms of what your retention rates or matrices look like, we'd love the audience to hear whatever is shareable, again, as I said, right? So anybody who wants to take a dig at it, anybody? You want to do it first?
I can
Go for
say
it.
for me. Customer retention for me is the very important thing because
What does it mean in your business also? I want to know.
for us, because usually when you buy a construction paints or something like that, it's usually happening once every 3 years maybe. So
3 years, huh?
yeah.
That's how hard. It's even
Yes.
harder than real estate, I feel sometimes.
Yeah. So, or we can make a demand of central colors, color trends, or something like that. There is some trends we can make and make a demand on the market, but usually it's from 1 to 3 years to come back again. So if they don't have the better experience on our website or mobile app, they will not come again. But we still the leader in the market. I know that when I joined Jazeera, there is no
Wow.
any competition out there. When I joined, when Google ads starting Google Shopping, you remember these days? It's a very
Yes.
yeah. I started directly with my account manager. If someone search for anything related to paint, we're the only one available there.
Wow.
There is no
Brilliant
Noon,
stuff.
there is no Amazon, no any other one.
Brilliant.
So, and tools, paints, everything. So, but for the customers, they should have the good experience. So come back again. So I'm trying to always keep them updated with the latest interior designs, with sometimes promo code for a certain reason. We are not selling any promo code. But
Sure.
for the audience here, I can, I need them to try it.
Guys, so you got to use Jazeera Paints. We're getting promo codes very
Yeah.
quickly. I'm going to make sure this goes to everybody's inbox. Huh?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So that's very important for us. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so coming, you mentioned a couple of things. So when it comes to acquiring, definitely we always want to acquire new customers.
Sure.
But definitely the money is not in acquisition. So the money is in retention. So in the customers that bought from you the first time, and then how can you create that customer, create a long lifetime value of that customer? So how can you keep making that customer keep buying again and again and again? So definitely when retention, we've done a lot of work on retention, but personally, I believe it's still not enough. So definitely,
Even after 50 years, you're saying it's not enough, huh?
no, retention is something, to be honest, that we've after e-commerce that we've been doing.
Sure.
After e-commerce that we've been doing, and it's memories are fragile. So you need to remind.
100%. It's a disturbed world. Absolutely.
Yes. So you need to always remind the customer that you're there for him, and obviously the next name of the game is personalization as well. So that's what we're focusing on the most.
Personalization is key for you for retention.
definitely.
And just so you mentioned, right, I'm going to hook onto it. What does personalization in your business context mean for you?
So it's basically so we have I'd say roughly 80 people here. So definitely, ideally, if I want to attract these people, if they're existing customers, I should have 80 different messages going out.
Sure.
To every single person based on whatever they've previously bought, based on whatever they've recently searched, etc., etc. So that's where we should be.
Can I pitch in for coupons for my audience here from
Yeah, of
HNAK?
course. Done.
We have
Done
Jazeera
deal.
Paints joining in, so
Done deal.
we'll do that.
Yeah, of course.
100%. So I'm pitching in for coupons. So people are going shopping at least this weekend, if
Of
not.
course. Definitely.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate this context. So what does it mean for you?
Well, I think like Q just mentioned, personalization is very key, especially nowadays, because especially in my industry, there's a lot of competition. It's very price sensitive. Like if you go 1 riyal below, you'll get more orders. If you go 1 riyal above, you lose orders. So it's a very price sensitive thing. So for retention, obviously you always need to be competitive. Generally, overall, for new and existing users, but the more you go personalized, based on what you said for this 360 customer journey. So okay, you get the customer first, but then it's not just enough to get him, because he will come. You get him through an offer, let's say.
Sure.
But then he will use the promo code, and then he will go back to his like, I don't know if he's used to Hunger Station or Jazz or whatever competitor. He'll
Sure.
go back to them. So the key is retention.
Sure.
Because you're already, like, the CAC, cost of acquisition is high,
Sure.
generally. Whereas the cost of retention is not that high, because you are using less paid media and more owned media. So that's the key, and to use it smartly and to personalize the journey accordingly. So you get him, but now, okay, he made this first order. How can I make him do the second and third and fourth order?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's basically key, and that's what we work on, like, on a daily basis, and we keep, like, optimizing our retention tactics to try to keep users and make them do repeat orders and to increase order frequencies, for the benefit of the business.
Understood. Anybody here a part of a very highly competitive business like what Zed's talking about? Anybody who thinks is in a space of highly competitive business? I'm going to come to you because, yeah. Who else? Anybody? Please raise hands. Just give us, if you can.
My name is Ahmed Donina. First of all, I would like to thank you guys for organizing this amazing event. I'm coming from retailer as an ex-marketing manager of Nice One and the e-commerce director of the Body Shop. We have a lot of competition. The cost of acquisition before the pandemic was in average 100 riyal. In average, yeah. In average, after pandemic, it was highest more than this. So it's important of customer retention. We have more than 50% in average retention rate for the Nice One before, 40 to 50% of retention rate of the Body Shop. So this is importance of web engage is to engage and to decrease customer acquisition. Yeah, very important for us.
Thank you so much. Super. Back to our friends at Extra, please. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This is Arbash, and I'm the head of e-commerce trading for Extra Stores. And talking about retention, I think there's nothing more important than retention here for me, as I'm representing Extra, because the products that I sell is something that everyone else is selling in the market as well. I sell iPhones, I sell refrigerators, I sell washing machines. All right. And the thing is, it's really price sensitive out there, I mean, especially when these marketplaces came, they started burning a lot of money. They started giving us tough time with the pricing. And obviously, just like my colleague here mentioned, the cost of acquisition is pretty high. So in order to sustain our business, we have to connect with the customers, especially the retention rate, because these customers who are our returning visitors, their conversion rate is 2 to 3 times higher than a new customer. So it's very crucial to, build a good journey with them. It reminds. Am I taking too long, or I
No,
can
no,
go?
please go ahead.
So it reminds me of an example. I mean, you should always respect your seniors in the business. McDonald's, especially. So McDonald's have this kids meal, which I think everyone is aware of.
Kids meal, right? Yeah, absolutely.
So this is one of their only meal where they do not make any profit. So sometimes they make losses in it because they're giving free giveaways, free gifts to the consumers. So how this classic conditioning works for McDonald's is when adult like me comes there with my daughter, right? I will definitely buy a kid's meal for my daughter, all right? And when she's gonna grow up, she's gonna do the same for her daughter or her son. So this is like a family business. This is like you're integrating your customers, you're increasing the CLV, the customer lifetime value. So these are the sort of approaches that we have to implement in our retail industry, especially where we are selling the same product to, with 10 retailers are selling the same products. So this is how important it is for us, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a brilliant answer, brilliant case study. Thank you for participating. I have a quick question, and I'm going to end this with a question with the audience as well. How many people saw their businesses grow or do extremely well in or post pandemic? Just want to know. Okay. What business, ma'am, are you from?
Yusra is from SDC Apps.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Yusra. I'm the digital marketing manager at SDC App. SDC App basically is a discount application, so I'll be sitting with the three of you and extra as well. I think my sales team will be very happy with me tonight. So when it comes to pre-pandemic, discount as a concept was not very well accepted in the past.
Sure.
Discounts, should I take discounts? What does 10 riyals mean to me? It's okay, never mind. There was a bit of stigma attached to it, if I may say so. But I think during pandemic, people became a bit price sensitive. So that's what helped with us. So yeah, in pandemic, we closed a lot of deals with corporates because corporates wanted to sort of ease the whole tense situation into their companies.
Sure.
So that's when they reached out to us and they were like, listen, can you do a copy paste of your application, but in our branding? All your discounts in our application, can you do that? So like, yeah, sure, why not?
Wow.
So that was a plus. I have another question for Ziad, if I may.
Go for it, please.
I remember this was an issue with us in our application, which is our customers, they would go to, for example, Applebee's with the intention of taking the discount. But when they would get to the place, they would completely forget that they were supposed to take the discount. So that's when geo notifications helped us to remind people that, you know what, you're close by, take the discount and whatnot.
I'm going to keep saying this. I have not told anybody to use WebEngage's name.
I'm a big WebEngage fan.
Not paying anyone for it, but just letting everybody know this. Thank you for taking our name.
I don't believe you.
that really worked with us. And we went one step further by targeting competitors as well. You know, so if someone, for example, we have Cinepolis Cinema with us. So if anyone's passing by movies, we're like, hey, Cinepolis has a discount. So I was wondering.
Can you remind me of the name of the app? So I didn't.
SDC application.
SDC.
Yeah, it's a startup. It's managed by Bookshan Group.
SDC.
Yes.
Okay. I saw
S, D for Delta, and C for Charlie.
Okay.
So that's one of the strategies we used.
Okay.
Does ToYou have geo notifications as well? Because I know you have your own setup.
Yeah.
So is this something you're looking into? Do you have it? Do you not have it? Do you implement it or not?
Yeah, we do actually. And we also do some similar tactics of targeting competition customers to try to acquire them from competition. Yeah, exactly.
No. I think I'll let him. He's building stuff. I'll let him come to me when the time is right. But we'll catch hold of him for sure. Someone else said that their business grew with the pandemic. What business? Can you introduce yourself and what business is this, please?
I'm Ahmed Ismail, ex-Hunger Station. So we boomed. Sorry. I've been with Hunger. I used to be with Hunger Station since 2019. After the transition from the Brahim Jassim to Delivery Hero. And we have rebuilt the empire of Hunger Station, especially during the pandemic, where everyone was laying off while we were hiring, and plus on top of that, we're booming extremely. The only one point that I wanted to highlight here about the 360, most of us are now concentrating on marketing, advertising, etc., but we forget the essence of e-commerce, which is operation, on ground operation. Customer may forget the offer, may forget the promo code, but they won't forget the seamless experience to have it on ground. If I don't bother to look in my app and never go back to the call center, and the app arrives just in time or priority, maybe over promise, under promise, and over deliver, makes the experience remarkable for the customer. So that's part of the thing that has happened, and it serves us at the beginning before Jahiz was booming at that time. And that helped even during the pandemic. We were doing very good, although Jahiz were doing too good also. But after the pandemic, we doubled our numbers like 2-3 times at that time.
Wow. A round of applause, please. Anybody who's, it's not easy building these kind of things. Great stuff.
But yeah, so now maybe they are now focusing on, because I'm no longer with Hunger Station, maybe now they're focusing on the marketing and positioning, where they have the right to do that, but I don't know what's the strategy at the moment. But still, Hunger Station is losing a very crucial part, which is the seamless experience. They're everywhere in the streets. They're everywhere. They're even about to come into your house and benchmark advertising inside your house. But I think they're losing a big chunk of the seamless experience.
Sure. Thank you for that input of sorts. I'm going to just quickly end this conversation with an example that we dealt with in our experiences without naming any business. This is an large insurance company, all right, where we noticed an experience, right, that he's talked about. What happens a lot of times is that, you might have a customer complaint or an issue, and you're on the call center or somewhere else with the particular product or a service, right? But marketing at the same time to you is sending you, promotional communication, right? It could be discounting, it could be new offerings that you've brought in, or some event that you're doing, or something that you want to informate or educate your customer about. Now the point is, while you're trying to do the right thing, but your timing is absolutely off. When I'm pissed off at you, you can't sell me stuff. That can't happen. You need to first fix your basics to be able to market and sell to me. Now, we actually noticed this as a big problem statement at one of the large insurance groups, right? Because at the same time, my call center guy is taking probably, a TAT of 24 to 48 hours or more to solve a problem. I want it gone yesterday, but that's not happening. That can't happen. It takes time to solve problems. And at the same time, I'm getting this communication from people, and it's actually degrowing me, right? Because I am now suddenly, from being okay with you solving my problems, I'm pissed off at you because you're sending me this communication. So with what we did for this brand, and I'm going to use this opportunity, is that we centralized their call center business, brought it into a communication layer. And we said, very simply, before sending out any promotional messages to your customer, said that across a couple of stages in the customer call center, right? Let's say stage 2, 3, 4. Before we send out these messages to the audience, we will do a filter check whether this particular customer exists in the stage 2, 3, 4. If it did, we will bar that customer from any kind of messaging till the time that guy or that person moves out of these stages to the end stage, which is a stage 5, or not in the call center stage at all of sorts. With that, we actually saw the customer experience going in a big way up. We start seeing the NPS experiences, right? Like post a call center conversation getting over, you're ideally supposed to send an NPS to see whether, hey, you know what, did your experience at the call center go well? Did you enjoy your conversation? Did the problem get solved, not solved? What is the issue? So we saw this going up in a very big way. And these guys, a large company, was trying to solve this in-house for about 5 years. So we solved it in a couple of months of sorts, right? So all I'm trying to say is that this is how important customer data centricity is. You know, often, as he rightly said, right, the core of business is customer data and customer experience. If we don't do that right, I think everything else falls apart, right? And with that note, thank you for listening to us and my fantastic speakers. A round of applause for the speakers, please. And thank you for coming on
Thank you
stage.
so much.